It's happening. Up. Now I just have. Oh, who meant it? Uh-oh. There it is. Hey, can I read it up there? Oh, yeah, I can read it. Well, hello, Terri. Hi. Hi, everybody else as you come in. How are you tonight? So, as you can see, we finally fixed our technical issues that we had the last time that we attempted this. Oh, geez. Why are you moving my phone? Oh, please.
Oh, hello. We can.
Oh, goodness.
We can already.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
I want to
Hi.
Or let me switch accounts to do this correctly.
Oh, no.
No, it won't. Okay. Oh, I messed up.
We got two people on their phones.
I know.
One on TikTok. I don't do that.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello. Well, come on in, everybody. Come on in.
We are good. Everyone is here. Ready to do this. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, just glad that I actually got the camera to work this time when I found out that the software I was using to actually make use of our, we were trying to make our GoPro be used for the, as the webcam, because I was going to be able to have it in closer than this, because we're actually broadcasting this up onto our big screen so that everybody here can see the chat and read the chat without any problems whatsoever. And yeah, it apparently the software didn't want to let the GoPro work as a webcam, and I ended up having to totally uninstall that software to make everything work, because it wouldn't even just switch back over to the natural webcam that's built in. Hello, everybody. Welcome to those that are still coming in. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by. If everybody, you don't mind, when you're coming in, make sure you're hitting those like buttons on your way in. Much appreciate everybody coming by. So tonight, well, because we couldn't go live before and we didn't get everything figured out, we have kind of been stockpiling all of the stuff that's been coming in for the renovations of what's going on with the RV. You know, and I finally got a lot of that teardown uploaded, the beginnings of that teardown uploaded this past week. So anybody who hasn't watched it, go back and you'll be able to watch it to see just how much stuff, well, the beginnings of how much stuff actually came out of there. You know, it's...
Hey, hi.
Why do you keep reading your phone? It's right there.
I know.
And, you know, so it's, we've ended up going a lot further than what we originally had planned with this. But like with any renovation that you get into, you start pulling stuff out and you find something else, or you think of something else you want to do instead.
Hi, Terri.
Yeah, it's, you know, so it's definitely going to be an interesting journey.
So we are so happy and excited to start this.
To give everybody an idea of what all is actually waiting to, yeah, that stack is really that large. But there's all sorts of stuff. Like we originally wasn't planning on changing the stove. Now that's happening.
They have a stove over there.
Originally wasn't necessarily changed. Well, the microwave was needing to be changed, but wasn't sure what was going on with that. Originally didn't think I was going to have to change the ladder. Until last week, I was actually climbing on the ladder to get up onto the roof, and one of the brackets broke on the ladder. Well, I don't know how many people do, here know or not, but most RV ladders are only intended for about 250 pounds. Well, this is a 20-year-old RV, and I'm at 253. So, I mean, even on a brand new RV, I'm already pushing my luck. Most things they tell you they're rated for one thing, and you can go a little bit more. But it didn't work out so well. So it was like, okay, so now we're getting a new ladder. So we'll be able to, I plan on taking some parts off the old one because it's the same, very similar style. And a lot of the RV ladders are very similar in their brackets and everything. So there's a bunch of good brackets still on the old one. And
I did not do my list.
I'm telling you,
For
Sherry,
sure, yeah.
I'm telling you, it's, I didn't get to watch with your video yet with you working on switching over to your composting toilet. I thought about it, but she's not for the composting ideas behind it. And with the whole family, I don't think the composting toilet could actually keep up with everybody. We probably have to have 3 of the change-out buckets for some of those composting toilets for the white side, just to keep up with everybody. But we've got ladders, we've got our new roof. That's the most exciting part, to finally be taken care of. Everything's been working on drying out.
He's saying for a family,
yeah.
I would say no to compost.
Yeah, that was kind of my thoughts. I was all for it if it was just me and her, and it's something much more manageable. But yeah.
How you doing?
But so our big thing that we're going to be doing this week. So hopefully I can try to catch up on a lot of videos this week too, or next week, I should say, because this weekend it's done. It's all to the roof.
Mm-hmm.
It finally came in today. As a matter of fact, it finally came in this morning. Matter of fact, as soon as we get done with the live tonight, that material is getting laid out and folded out in here so that all the creases can work out of itself in here and be ready to go up tomorrow as soon as I clock out from my phone calls for work. And we're going to start working on that. But there's a lot of stuff here. I mean, I've decided since we're doing this, we're doing it right. I mean, now nothing is necessarily high end. I'm not, this is a 20-year-old RV, and we're a big family. We've got one hiding off the camera over here, but
Dina's so glad to see the whole family involved. Yeah, that's the whole point. Yes, they all kind of spend time with us since we got teenagers. She's already out of school and I'm working. She's already like getting her own.
Yeah, I had my phone watching the countdown for the stream while I was sitting outside her work just now, waiting to pick her up. Luckily, it's 2-minute drive from here, so I mean we got home with 3 minutes to spare because she got out of work late. But
yeah, we want
everybody participates.
Yeah, well, we want all of them involved, even in the little things, because it's gonna create memories for us as a family, and that's the point of doing On Wheelz, like that other families can see our story and hey, get out of there in whatever you wanted to do, but family time is our main idea.
Even the dog is here.
It's amazing.
I will say hi to all of you. Boy. And this. I know. Don't look at me.
Hi, for me. For me.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, baby. Yes, this is the furry baby.
Yes, she is the only furry baby of the house.
Stinky.
The only granddaughter.
No, well, we don't know. There's 2 fishies on the wall too.
Yeah.
But what if we?
She's my
But-
daughter. Grandparents.
Like it's
Too young for this.
Like
Too young for that.
share.
So,
Anyone.
so I guess we're gonna start with the unboxing. Yeah.
Yes,
We're
this
gonna
is
start with the
all
unboxing.
free.
Thumbs
Alright, I
up.
gotta hide
Free
it.
for a baby.
Thumbs up. Yes.
Hello,
so
furry
the
baby.
unboxing.
She says hello
Oh.
back.
Wait.
Hello.
So.
It feels like it. Now, I want to say, now it has felt like Christmas all week since last Friday when everything started to show up. Every time that the door camera said that there was something here.
I wonder how they will do on the wall of a bed.
You know, I've asked that, Sherry. Like, I've asked her, what are we going to be doing with the fish when we hit the road? Because I don't think they're going to survive the bumps of the road. You know, I'm going to have to figure out like a lid or a seal system for the tops of their tanks.
Splish splash.
Yeah. Splish splash, where's the mop? You know, but that's one of the fun things though. At least there's not going to be any carpet. That is something that got pulled out. I don't even know what this one. What is this one?
That's why we do the unboxing so you can.
I know it's like Christmas because now I get to take them out of their boxes.
Down here, feel like he's gonna get some gadgets that he wanted to do for a long time.
I mean, you know, well, some of the stuff is not just RV related. Some of the stuff that we've gotten is just basic survival stuff that you should have, period. Whether you're in a house or you go camping or anything like that. So some of the items I got, they are a universal need. But then they're mixed in with all of this stuff. I know, I am like absolutely loving the fact there's 23 in the house and 22 thumbs up. Who had, oh, you know what? I bet you I know who had, honey.
What?
Because I think your phone was in here, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
No, that's the wrong phone.
There's
No, that
is
is
fine.
fine.
24 people in there.
It's up, 24.
Hey, like and subscribe and
24,
share.
24.
I think mommy's in it on her phone and she didn't hit the like on the screen.
Oh, wow.
I bet you.
Let me see. I'm going.
No.
No.
You should tell Chris to join.
I already did.
See, that's matched. I knew she was the missing link.
Wait, I'm going. I'm going.
Uh,
I'm the 24 one.
but anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we got. It was necessary for the RV. Some of it was basic necessities, period, for, hello.
She's working on that. She's working on that.
Well, no, she's hitting the like on hers.
No, that.
We got the one on yours.
She's working on mine.
I did yours.
Oh, you did mine?
She's doing hers.
Okay.
Yeah. But, and then when looking through everything and finding everything, I was able to, I got lucky and I dug, you know, well, hello, Aaron, nice to see you coming by. Well, it's basically, we're just going live and we're going to chit chat and we're going to hang out and have fun with everybody and work on going through stuff you know, if we get to it all, we get to it all. If we don't and the house ends up being empty, by the time we're done, well, then the house is empty. But, you know, we're going to work on getting it all done tonight, one way or another. It is a 35-foot. It's a 1999 Four Winds Windsport 35-foot Class A. That's the only question I missed. Yeah. But anyway, so I ended up getting lucky and found a couple sites that we ended up pulling some of our stuff off of. We ended up being able to find a couple sites that were just drop ship type sites. So really the products were shipped straight to us from the manufacturers. So instead of paying box store prices or even some of the Amazon prices where the manufacturers were selling them higher, we were able to get it a little bit lower with better deals on them. But so we shopped around for quite a bit, and because of doing so, we saved in a lot of places and worked on a couple extra projects as well.
Kenny said you're moving in the RV. Well, that's our goal, but
Yes.
as you see, we got teenagers and we're gonna be like, this is a transition. We're gonna start going out there, and I want them to like have the experience of right now. These two are in the middle school, so I want them to have that experience. I got one in high school, so we're gonna be transitioning from the house to the RV. That's our goal.
It is, Aaron. It's a 99 4 winds, so it's basically the same body as your 2000 Bauer. Yeah, so it's the 99. Well, 98, but it's the 99 on it. So yeah. So this actually ended up being one of my favorite finds that I can't wait to try it out, because everything I found on it was, yeah, we'll throw it all that way. Just throw it that way. Throw it that way. Just cover your brother in boxes.
Thank you.
Was something I thought we were going to have to wait for a while, and we may not end up liking it in the long run, but that's part of the whole journey of this, is finding stuff, trying it out, because we got to start somewhere, and we've got to start with certain products, and we need them. And we are going to be, once everything's done and fully set up, we're going to be towing our expedition behind our RV. So it's a larger vehicle, and one of the things that I really wanted to have, but I've been struggling to find something that's going to fit within the budget of the rest of the project, was a backup camera system, because I want to be able to see what's going on, especially with that big of a vehicle behind us. So I was able to find one that I am probably, with all these, I'm going to do a little bit more detailed videos on each one for the installs and everything. Oh man, I'm telling you, dude, and what's worse is half the RV was laminated underneath the carpet. So there's a couple 100 pounds in laminate that wasn't even needed, because the only thing that actually had exposed lamination was the 62 inches, and it literally was 62 inches in front of the sink of the kitchen area. That's it. It was just, that's the only bit of laminate, but yet out of the whole RV, there was maybe 10 feet that were not covered in laminate. And then, of course, the carpet just goes everywhere. Everywhere. It was underneath, it's like they laid the laminate, then they laid the carpet, and then they installed all the furniture and stuff. So there's carpet underneath cabinets that don't need carpet or laminate, and it was underneath the bed, wasn't needed there. It could have just something else, all the way up underneath the dash where it's not needed. It's crazy. So yeah, it had to go.
Kenny said, I have a coworker who retired their RV, they sold their home and have never been ever. We are not right now in the thinking of getting out of the house just right now, but down the road.
I am.
He wants. But that's one of the things that we are start thinking about it, but not just right now. Excited for you to do the journey with the high school and middle school. Oh wow! And Sherlock and mistakes. Yeah, that's why we want all of them involved, because it's an experience for all of us, and they can learn. And so very true. Before they don't think about moving out of the house and mom and dad alone, so we want to take advantage of having all of them.
But yeah, so one of the backup camera I ended up finding, it advertises the fact that it supposedly has a range of 185 feet, because it has a dual antenna on the receiver, and it's a wireless setup, so I don't have to worry about running the wires from the front to the back. So I'm really hoping that if it advertises for 185 feet, then I'm gonna for sure get a consistent signal at 35 feet. But we'll see. It's got a nice 7-inch display onto it that we'll get that mounted up on the dash and everything. And then since we're working on the roof this weekend, I was definitely excited when I found this because it was actually under a couple $100. So I was excited when I found it to be able to get it in this week in time, since we're going to be messing with the roof this weekend, to be able to go ahead and get that installed while I'm up there already with the roof exposed. It'll make it a lot easier for me to run the wires for this. So I was really excited about that.
I would say that you still have nightmare of the taking out the carpet. Well, I have to thank her because she helped me a lot with the carpet. But that's true. They put a lot of staples and a lot of screws. And I'm like, oh my God, how many staples and how many screws? So I find out that I have a new friend. How is the blue thing called?
A crowbar.
Oh, the crowbar.
I get mixed up about the blue thing and this crowbar.
Because I don't know how to say some words in English. So I call it the blue thing. And they say the crowbar. But it's the blue thing for me. That's my best friend. It was my best friend on the whole thing, taking out the carpet experience.
My staples and glue and screws craziness. My hands will hurt. Still hurt. Dang.
It was especially in the bathroom area. It was so complicated because we have to take the toilet and take all out of there, and in the room we have to take the framing, the bed framing, and pull all the carpet over there. And we find out that when we pull out the carpet, we find out that we have a nest of snakes, or I don't know what it was.
There was some kind of reptile. I'm believing it was either it was snakes, but I don't think it really was, because it was either snakes or lizards. But either way, when I ripped out the shower, underneath the platform for the shower was a nest that looked like a rodent nest. Okay, well, this thing has been stored at 2 different fields, so that made sense to me. But as I'm cleaning it out, there were tiny little eggs. They were long empty. The nest had obviously been long abandoned. But they were just, it was the oddest thing to find these eggs inside of what seemed to have actually had originally been a rodent nest. I don't know if the rodent had found the eggs, stole them, and just took all 8 of these eggs back, or what. But no, to answer your question, Aaron, I think it's an off-brand of a Halo View, because it's actually Doxery is what they're putting on it. So I'm not really sure 100%, but it looks just like the Halo View I'd come across before. So I think it's kind of the off labeling for it, and it was actually $140 is what it actually was. So I'm interested to see if it actually holds up. It had a bunch of good reviews on it when I came across it. Hey, Bob, thanks for coming in.
Maybe let's give them one of the big
laser eggs. What state was it?
Well,
Okay, so I got it when I originally lived in Indiana, which is really where we should have been doing all this, considering half of all of my stuff got shipped to me from Indiana. Because I was living in southern Indiana when I got it, and as we all know, most of the RV parts and everything come out of Elkhart, Indiana. But anyway, then I moved down to Fort Myers, Florida with it. Drove 1,200 miles down to there, and then we've traveled 1,200 miles from there over here to Houston. So for a year, it lived in a field at the RV park. It's a big open field, bunch of wildlife and everything there. And then we've been storing it at a place around the corner that actually is got a horse farm and goats and everything as well next to it.
so this is one of my favorites. I am Mama. So on this, yeah. And,
Huh? How was that the soul?
Yeah, there was carpet underneath our shower too, Sherry. I don't know why. Don't know why.
That's dumb.
It wasn't even exposed. Like it went underneath the shower and everything. Yeah, so this was her find. Well, actually, I found it, but she was ecstatic about it that I actually found this, because originally when I looked up stoves, The best one that I could find was about $800. So it was kind of like, okay, we're just going to have to do some enamels. We're going to have to do some serious scrubbing, clean everything out, do some enamel paint and everything, and just re-beautify what we had. But then I found this, and we decided, throw it out. It sat out on the road for what, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
5 minutes, it was on the side of the street, and the scrap guy came by and picked it up and took it off.
Actually, we made some adjustment on our initial budget, so we can have some room to play with the items that we want. And this is one of them.
Because we want to be happy with it too. So.
Yeah.
Now, as any of you all know, anytime you get things shipped, it almost never fails. Something happens, right? Okay.
We're in Texas.
So, no, right now we're in Houston, Texas. We were living in Fort Myers. We actually were working at RSW Airport before we moved here. All right, so here is the actual new stove. And it's actually, the outside dimensions are the same as the old stove, but because of the different layout on it, I no longer have to worry about the burners going above. We're now going to have our nice flat countertop. And the inside, I'm not sure how, but it's just because of the difference in design. The inside actually has a little bit more room than the old stove. Now, the thing is, like I was saying, with almost any shipping thing that happens, something goes wrong. With this many packages, we've actually had a couple things go wrong. But back here in this corner, which is a top flange, apparently it got dropped. Now, I've already checked it out. All the gas lines and everything are on this side. None of them were damaged. Nothing of the electrical was damaged or anything. It's just this bin on the top flange that sits right on top of the counter. So I let them know. I actually ordered that one through. I actually ordered that. Yeah, I know. I seen that, Aaron. I was watching that earlier today, actually, while I was waiting on hold for a call at work.
That's our the beginning of this relationship. this.
Yeah, with I don't remember what was the name of the park that you actually ended up in, or that you're supposed to be hosting in down there. But yeah, so this came in from. Oh yeah, so this I actually got off of recpro.com's website, which they did right by it. There was a problem. I took the photographs. They asked about it, and because it's actually still missing a piece, the matching range hood hasn't gotten here yet. There was some shipping delays, but when I notified them about it, they're like, "Oh, we're sorry. Would you like $75 back?" I'm like, "Sure, absolutely." Aaron, why do I need a dishwasher? I got 4 of them. I got 4 dishwashers. I got 4 dishwashers.
Yeah, technically you only have 3 because he refuses to do them.
Oh, no, in the RV, it's going to be you use it, you wash it. You use it, you wash it.
You will thank me later.
Yeah, and Danay, that's part of the reason why they were actually willing to just give me the $75 for it if I was willing to keep it, which I can flatten it out and you won't even know it. I can rebend it. There won't be a problem. Nobody will ever know it happened. But yeah, because of shipping charges and everything, that's why they were like, "Here, will you take this to keep it?" I'm like, "Sure, got you."
Okay, so this is the second item that I'm thrilled. I love it. Actually, it was his idea. He is the one who liked it.
You wasn't sure about it though until she saw them.
But I. La fregadera.
Wait, Dad, you said we have 4 dishwashers, but technically we have 6 because you said you use it wash more camping experience. Yes, I've never been in camping.
Yeah, we haven't been camping before.
Well,
us 4, we haven't camping before.
4 out of the 6 haven't really camped before, other than our 5-day road trip to here.
So this is the farmhouse sink.
Go ahead and pull it out. Okay. So this was another one of those. Oh no, I was going to pull this one. So this is another one of those. What happens in shipping, you never know. So that was it. This isn't getting peeled off till it's in.
Yeah.
I love the peel. I love the peel. But anyway, once again, back here in the corner, tiny little bend, but it's getting it's getting undermounted. So once again,
it's not going to be visible.
not a problem.
Yeah.
But when they were the other side, they're like, here, have $40. I'm like, okay.
Really? So
That sink is about the size of your bathroom, okay? I saw it earlier when you were showing it on the one live earlier. So that sink's about as big as your bathroom.
Her bathroom's
Yeah. She has a Class B van. So it is like, it's basically like, it's putting an RV in the size of the inside of the Expedition.
So this item was
Okay.
something that I told him.
Yeah, I know where that is.
I told him that we have to change. There was 4 items throughout the RV that I said that I wanted to change no matter what. And this was one of them.
Hello.
I'm sorry.
Pointing a knife at me. You all were witness to that, right? She tried to get rid of me already.
Oh, wow. So dramatic, guys.
Before I fix the roof. Before I fix the roof. You would think she'd at least wait till I fix the roof so she doesn't have to climb up there.
This is the bathroom sink.
Yes.
Look how beautiful. And we got the faucet outside.
So wait, that's the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yes. So the bathroom. Well, one of the things that we realized.
There are 4 kids. Yeah. Thank you.
You know, Sherry, I say that, but they don't want to watch the videos to help learn how to do the stuff. So I still have to tell them how to do the stuff. So, so if she kills me, then you'll watch the video. I suddenly know I'm going to feel safe.
The other one is the toilet, and the other one is the shower.
Let me get this.
I told him these are items we have to change it no matter what.
Yeah, and one of the things that we found out that gave us a little bit more leeway with what we're changing out on some of this stuff is when we started taking out the old cabinetry, we realized how heavy, between how heavy the carpet and the linoleum and all that stuff was, and the fact that we ripped out the dinette. I'm going to build us a new dinette bed set there instead. And the couch, it went away. So there was that heavy weight gone. But the countertops, all of the original countertops were almost like, they were like 2.5 inches thick. And then had the Formica on top of them. So we're going with something a lot thinner, a lot lighter weight. It's still going to be laminate on it for now. It's not the countertops that I really would have loved. But the countertops that I really liked, which was the lightweight solid surface. After doing a lot of research, they stain really easy from what we've been finding out. So even though they might have saved us on the weight, they may not have actually saved us on the look. and we would have had to get them sealed or something to make sure they didn't get stained when we go to cut, you know, fruits and vegetables and meats and things. But we found that we've saved a lot of weight, so there are some items like that glass sink that we can open and make use of. Yeah, because I don't need it at the moment. So. I mean, is there even room for you in that van, Sherry? I mean, I've seen the tour. But yeah, this, Aaron, yeah, this is from everybody that I've talked to and everything that I looked into. Because one of the leak issues that we had on our roof was the old crank antenna. And I don't want to deal with, I didn't want to, they're like, oh, you know, well, you can get this kind of signal if you put this head on it. I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. You know, I mean, heck, you could cook, pee, and shower all at once, Sherry. I mean, that's just the fact of it. But yeah, I don't want to deal with the cranking of the antenna. I don't want the children to have to worry about it. And once again, I got 4 kids. So an antenna that I don't have to crank up, that I can make use of while we're driving down the road so that they can see whatever's being broadcast as we're driving. That was the most amazing part to me, without having to hit one of those high-end satellite combo domes, which, yeah, I'd love one for some different things to try out. But maybe one day. But for right now, I just need my basic TV setup. That's all I needed for now.
Okay, so this one here is one of the other items that I was like, ASMR. And that here is going to help me getting that out of the box.
Yeah, that hasn't been out of the box yet.
Wait, ASMR.
What brand was that? The antenna?
See? Or no?
You mean the antenna? The antenna was the yeah, the antenna was the King omnidirectional one.
Wait.
Hang on, I'll actually get you the model number on here in a second.
The toilet.
Send you in the link.
I can send.
Yeah, I'll be putting links once everything this uploads. I'll try to modify the descriptions for all the links for everything. But yeah, it's the King Omni Pro. It's that one.
Wait, let me say something. Let me guess. The toilet is last too long.
The toilet. We haven't ordered the toilet yet.
No, that's one thing that we haven't figured out yet.
We haven't had the toilet or the shower.
Oh my god, I love it.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. No.
Mine is,
Get this out the way.
It's an older version.
What is it?
Oh, nice. It just went away.
This is part of it.
I didn't see this one. They're good.
What the heck is that?
Where was that in?
Here.
Bubbles. I think it's that too.
Wait, what box was that in?
This one.
And
Wait, I didn't think that showed up yet.
You were good at that.
Apparently we had a box that I didn't even know was here. Hold on. Give me that. Give me that back.
It wasn't in the box. That box.
No, I didn't. It's safe. It's metal. Okay, so I said the hood range wasn't here. But the hood range is here. So it's nice and shiny. Which, actually, that reminds me. Aaron, you might have a better idea or a link to something to help me out on this one. Okay, so with our old setup, the old hood range had on it the control panel for checking your meters on your waters levels and your battery and everything else, and the gas. One of the things that we discovered when we took it out, it's a big multi-plug with everything running to it along with the controls for the fan and the light. But everything is linked together into one big plug, not really segmented. So what I'm actually hunting for now, and I haven't found the solution for it yet, is what would be the best control panel to actually replace those items so we can still monitor them. Of course, I have to figure out the wiring later, but that's okay. I don't mind figuring out wiring.
Dinette, do you have solar panels as backup? We don't have solar panels as
No
now.
solar yet.
Yeah, but
We
we are
do.
looking into
There is, I have to recheck them again, but there is about 200 amp hours. I believe the house batteries are 200 amp hours that are currently in there. So when I first checked it, from what I remembered, and I have to recheck them actually, because we're going to start prepping for that, and I want to add an extra battery. But the batteries that are currently in there are 200 amp hours each for the house batteries. So we don't have a solar system yet, but I have been looking into some to kind of go with them to try to help. So, see, like I said, not damaged, just nice and shiny.
These renovations are gonna be so awesome. We got so many stuff, and the RV inside is gonna look so different. Fireplace. No, we don't have fireplace. We don't have fireplace yet. I don't think we don't have the space.
I would have to get rid of a kid to have room to put in a fireplace. Because, I mean, well, technically there is a spot for it that I could put one, but we actually want to maintain that chair. If we use the jump seat chair behind the co-pilot's chair, we could put the fireplace there, but we'd rather have the seating.
I like that chair. Wait, what happened about the kids unboxing thing? The chair behind the passenger seat in the front. I know
that's one of your favorite spots.
That chair.
So
it's comfortable to sleep in.
Why it's not going anywhere.
That chair is gonna be new color and everything.
It's comfortable to sleep in. Wait, what happened to all the kids unboxing?
Seriously?
What?
I got enough staples in the RV. Now I got staples in my boxes.
Right?
Are you kidding me?
Why do they need staple in the box? Why can't they just use tape like everything else?
I don't know.
I'm too lazy.
You know the real fun part about this? Your brother vacuumed this carpet earlier, and I'm getting packing stuff all over.
Why are you guys leaving? Next the dog. 2 kids with me.
Well, I think I'm backwards. Let me try this another one. There we go.
The trash people already hate us because when we start the first run of trash and the carpet and the linoleum and everything, oh my god, that was a nightmare because they didn't want to pick up the trash, and we have to like bag everything, carpet. We have to like.
But yeah, it took them 2 weeks. 2 weeks to actually collect everything.
I feel special today, and it was an ice maker. We are excited to see all this stuff.
All we've been doing is staring at the boxes. Like there was a few things.
I thought you had an ice maker before. Remember? No, I thought she had an ice maker before when you did Travis. No.
But
This is the.
what you got there? The awning.
This is the awning.
We finally have a new awning.
Yes, we have a new awning. But
instead of the broken one that has never existed.
No, it was until the first windstorm that took it out. Because it wasn't ready.
And this is the ladder.
It'll handle it.
So everything else.
That's what I'm excited about, though, is the ladder, because I got one of the longer ones. Because that was one of my issues with our ladder was, I'm like, this old bone doesn't want to get up to that top step. And because of that, you know, I was looking at getting the extensions that could fold down so this old man could be able to climb up on it and then climb up. But with this being, it has an extra long amount that you normally have to get an extra step for in order to make it work. But seeing as I'm going to recycle parts off of our current ladder to reinforce this one anyway, so that my heavy self can fit, then I'm going to make use of a couple of the steps to space them out better.
I have a cheater for my ladder.
Yeah, that's one of the things that, excuse me, what are you doing? You're not done bringing stuff.
Well, everything else is just like this.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's your turn.
Well, tell the kid to go. Bring him here.
Susan, quit licking me. Wait, come on. Quit licking me.
You can start with that right there, actually.
Okay, you want to say it?
Now,
3 boxes.
So- this was something that you know, they may not be as great as everybody's Max fans and fantastic fans and stuff like that, but I wanted to be able to have, especially with all of us and everything, to be able to create some real circulation throughout the whole RV. And we have 3 pop-up vents, one in the bathroom and 2 out in, one in the living room and one in the hallway. So I want to be able to create some really good airflow. Yeah, I know, I've seen all the reviews and, you know, how much everybody loves them and everything, but I can't really right now justify kicking out at the moment $150 to $200 for each for 3 fans.
No.
So instead, we are going to try out. I did end up finding a good deal on some King's Vortex 2s. So I'm going to actually convert all of our vents over to these to be able to use. And I really like the fact that, you know, because I wanted to be able to have airflow both directions to really get things circulating through the RV if I wanted to, no matter which way I want to circulate it, we can do that. And, you know, with these having a forward and a reverse, and, you know, it just, to me, it seemed for the price that I found them at, when I got them, I got them for, it was like $40 a piece. You know, I picked these up for $40 a piece, you know, versus, so I got 3 of them for less than what one Fantastic Fan or Max Air was going to cost me. So I couldn't be trying this at least. You know, down the road, we might say that, okay, these aren't as great and fabulous as we thought, and work on, you know, upgrading down the road. But I figure for now, since we're trying to do this on a budget and we want to take care of as many items as we can, and when you've got this many bodies in there, you definitely need airflow. So that was something that I needed to find some kind of solution for, you know, because right now we're definitely not getting new ACs. So, you know, it's called, I'm going to be, you know, cleaning the ACs we got really good and prepping them, you know, to where, because they run, you know, they're just not the best after this many years. They're not going to be. They're, you know, 20 years old. But the last time when I had them running, they were still putting out good cold air, not for 6 bodies worth in there. So we got to do something else as well. So yeah, so I found each one of these, and like I said, if I remember right, they were actually, these I actually got off of Amazon. So like I said, I'll go through and I'll end up getting links posted up for everybody for everything that I found. Yes, Aaron. Well, actually, technically it's 22 because it was built, even though it's a 99, it was built in 98. So 22 years. I mean, you know, we're 22, 21, tomato, you know. So, yeah. But then, there goes that. Just, I don't even know what's in here. And then, of course, because
What is that?
it is much needed some of y'all may even know this just from the side of the package.
Guess what it is?
We need some ventilation for the plumbing, obviously. So,
Great item.
you know, it's, yes, there was nothing that was really gotten that doesn't have a great use to it. You know, it really became down to what we could find right now to make things happen. And one of the things that we wanted to do was, if we're dealing with tearing down the whole roof, we don't want to get up there, install everything, seal everything, and then be changing out products down the road, and then end up tearing up and messing with those seals and take the chances on causing a leak later on. So we'd rather get it all done with the roof right now, to where it's going to be not a problem burning up the roads. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. You know, we wanted to make sure that we get everything situated to where we can at least be happy with it, content with it. It's going to function way better than what we were already dealing with. And of course, everything had to have a multi-purpose when it can. She's not fired. And then, of course, with any kind of renovation of this magnitude and this age, we're redoing all the windows. Well, let me rephrase that. We're keeping the windows, but we're redoing all the seals. So every window is coming out and re-getting sealed. So we've got, in order to cover every last window and actually have a little bit extra, we have all of our window seal stuff. I did end up actually just grabbing the Dycor's foam core kit, the seal type kits, to be able to take care of that. And we've got enough here to go and take out every window and redo them. Like, there is about 172 feet worth here, and I only needed like 144 to be able to take care of them all. So I got a little bit of extra in case we mess one up in the learning process.
And of course, outside we got our flooring that you're gonna see the process. We got the faucet, the kitchen faucet, and the sink bathroom one. We already started the process on the painting of the cabinet doors and the drawers. You're gonna see that too. So keep it coming to our channel so you can see all the progress that we are making in the RV.
Christmas for Terri.
Hey, Chris, why don't you go grab those faucets out of the garage?
Huh?
Go grab the faucets out of the
I'll
garage.
get the doggy.
Just put the doggy down.
Lucky doggy.
Put the fur baby down.
Fur baby. No.
Put the fur baby down. She'll stay right here. She'll probably end up coming over here, climb behind me. So that's right. That's one of the other reasons why I sent the child to get on the back of the seat. So, you know, Sherry,
we are trying to like do the most that we can. Actually, somebody here said, because here we are in this HOA rules and everything, we are limited to where the time that we can we are allowed to have the RV over here. But actually today is Thursday, and I told him, like, I want the RV here so we can like speed up the process of the roof.
Yeah, so basically we went ahead and we're really only supposed to have the RV here like 2 days out of the week. But we've been doing good on, you know, Friday afternoons. We go over, grab it, bring it over to where Saturday morning we're able to get up, get out there, knock out some stuff, deal with it Saturday, Sunday, and then if we don't take it back Sunday night, very first thing, you know, Monday, we take it. So we've been doing that for over a month now without any complaints from the HOA. So it's kind of that the HOA around here sucks. Absolutely sucks. They're as bad as some RV park HOAs that I've dealt with, if not worse. You know, you got a blade of grass out of your way and they want to slip you a note in your mailbox. You know, if I could actually figure out which house they actually lived in, but the HOA here loves to not broadcast who they actually are, and they always conveniently schedule all their meetings during the work day. So I've not been able to, 2 years that we've lived here, been able to make it to a single HOA meeting to try to find out even who they are. And they have a, they have the next door app for the neighborhood society and everything. And there's all sorts of neighbors on there. But there's been a couple of issues that we've had where they just never want to announce themselves, who they are. All they want to do is send the letters, send the letters. They love sending the letters. And the couple times that we've gotten letters for was like our trash cans on the side of the house in front of the fence. Well, that's where the concrete blocks are from forever. They've been meant for them to be. And there was another was, something had come through, and busted a hole in the fence before we actually moved in. Well, they sent us a letter about the busted fence. And then there was something else. And it's like, oh, they sent us a letter about that our yard needed edging. Well, the only thing that I hadn't edged was the part that's actually on the road, on the street, which also through other people I had found in the neighborhood was supposed to be taken care of by the HOA's landscapers. So yeah, that was a fun one as well. But somebody here is excited. So we ended up, matter of fact, it's in my pocket. So this is for, so this was kind of her request and my request. I'm not really sure how well it's going to work out with the RV water, but to actually activate one of the features for it that I really liked. But it has one of those tips on the tip of the faucet that is supposed to light up. Just a little bit closer because it's hard to see. But the tip lights up blue, and I think it even lit up red. I know it at least lit up blue whenever you turn on the water, which with having the kids was a great thing for if one of them got up in the middle of the night and were, messing with the water or needed to turn on water, they'd also have a little bit of a light with it. Not sure how well it'll work for that part, but she had a certain look that she was wanting, and I was able to match that look and still get something that I was excited about as well.
And the sink for the. This is for the kitchen.
Yeah, so then we've got kids who don't follow rules well. So we decided the old faucet that was in there, it was short, it was attached, there really wasn't any room to get anything underneath of it, and I hated that. And then on top of it, it had a sprayer. Hated that too. I hated the sprayers. But I like having sprayers, but sprayers never liked children. Nope.
Never did.
Somebody has problems putting the sprayers away correctly. So I said I wanted a faucet that had a sprayer function, but there was no retracting to it really, okay? So we found one with that feature. And then on top of it, instead of having the sprayer on the counter as well, got the soap dispenser. So now we'll be able to have the soap dispensed, so the dish soap doesn't have to be sitting out on the counter, and every time we go to travel, we don't have to worry about putting up the dish soap, pull out the dish soap. It's just always going to be right there. So I was excited about that part. We'll just have our big bottle of the dish soap underneath that we'll just fill up the bottle with every so often and then pull it up. There.
So we're gonna start wrapping this up, right, baby?
I don't know. I'll just keep going live until I'm done. I don't care. I finally got it to work. If they leave, they leave. I'll still be here if I'm talking to myself.
There's like 10.
Okay. I'm just glad they came by.
We not
I was that kid. I'm not even gonna lie. I was that kid. I did that to my mom. I don't know how many times. I only did it to my grandmother once. I never, ever, ever even thought about doing it to my grandmother again. But I did get her at least once. But anyway, so yeah, moving along. You know, what? Oh. You know, I love using the Wi-Fi password as a threat to the children that if they don't behave themselves, I'm going to cut off their internet service. And they keep going, and a couple of them have gone, well, that's fine. I'll just use my cell phone. It has internet. And I'm like, and
we'll have to connect to Wi-Fi.
No. And then I'm like, so we'll just disconnect your cell phone service too. I mean, you know, if you think you're that smart.
I'll just go outside and run around.
Exactly. There's a good idea. Go outside and run around. That's what we had to do. It goes outside. You know, I haven't found a solution for that, Aaron, yet. That you know, I see so many great reviews and everything for so many different things out there. But all of them that I've really come across, people are really just talking about it's like themselves or just them and their spouse. Whereas we have, you know, a family of electronics, which is why a lot of our changes that I'm trying to do, like I'm switching everything in the RV I can over to LEDs. Absolutely everything from the outside running lights to the inside lights to the compartment lights. Everything I can is being absolutely switched over to LED to reduce our electrical usage and strain on the house batteries and just electricity, period. Because, you know, I've got to compensate for, you know, this, like we said, this 22-year-old RV, and we're now using it in a modern age where there's a lot of more electronics. So I haven't really figured out internet. I have not figured out internet. But I am listening to every idea that comes to me and gets brought to me. Well, I've got a router. I've got a TP-Link router that I love. That if I just have, you know, a modem internet source, I can plug it right into. I absolutely love it. You know, it's a dual band router, so I absolutely love it. I use it with a lot of my work stuff and stuff here in the house, and it's got a great range on it. And it doesn't have a really high power draw. So I've got a great router, and I'll probably use it with whatever internet modem that I can find or internet source I find. Unless whatever internet service we end up finding actually has the router and modem all built into one. Because the router I have, it doesn't have like a SIM chip slot or anything like that, so I can't use it that way, like some of the Nighthawks and whatnot. But I've been upgrading my tools and stuff because we're going to be on the road. Plus, we're going to be doing all of this stuff, and there was a lot of tools that I didn't have that we're going to need. And I have one of those Black & Decker Matrix drills. For those who don't know, it's your standard drill, but it has multiple attachment heads on it. So I already have, you know, I already had the sander, I already had the sawzall, I already had the jigsaw and stuff like that. But I splurged for myself. Like she said, I went like Christmas shopping for something. Yeah. So
because we need, it's not Christmas, we need those
items because we need them.
We going to put new countertops. So
and I'm doing the countertops. We're doing the countertops ourselves.
Yeah. We definitely get some good one from one of the stores that we went, and it is done. I have to give it to him.
Like, you know, we're going to be redoing the whole bathroom situation. We're redoing the flooring. You know, we're redoing the countertops. I didn't have a router and I didn't have an oscillating saw. So for the price of both of these, I would have only been able to get one of those tools. For the cost of renting one of those tools from either Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that, I bought the attachments for my drill that I already had, and they don't take up that much room, so they might end up going on the road with us. But once we're done with all the projects, they could also get packed up, and they're not going to take up much room in a storage unit either, or left here at the house. You know, so it's kind of that, it's a tool that I have that's got multiple purposes, and we need those items. So when looking at the cost effectiveness of everything, which is one of those things you got to really look at and pay attention to, is what can you do, what can't you do, what do you know how to do, what don't you know how to do, and making sure that you stay within your means as well financially. Yeah. That's what I call myself, is I'm not skimping on the tools, but because I need them. I do. I need them, and I've wanted them for a couple different projects that we've done. You know, there's been a couple projects that we've done that I wish I had the oscillating saw just for things around here at the house, or I wish I had the router at the time. But hey, they're I got them now, and I'm gonna make use of them, and I'm gonna enjoy it. And you know, because I love doing stuff myself. For those who didn't, because like it's a perfect example. You know, I love getting my hands into doing the stuff. That right there. Nope, that way. There it is. That thing. I did that. I did that for our wedding last year. Which, matter of fact, we're just a month away from our anniversary. So, where's my cup? My cup. Mama made this cup. She made this cup. She made her cup.
She made multiple cups.
Yeah, she's got a lot of cups around here she's making. Right here. I'm talking to somebody else. Talk for a minute.
I just recently made the Dream on Wheels cup. We have to post it later on. Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
And that's the thing is my Black & Decker Matrix. I put that thing through hell. I'm not gonna lie. I put that thing through hell. It has gotten dropped off of ladders and dropped 10 feet and still worked. Hold on, let me show you this. No, this is great. Let me get my lighting right. Yeah.
That's his favorite drink.
Yeah, that is my that's one of my favorite drinks other than rum. If it's not rum, this is the number one. And then she made that for me, and
that's my cup.
Esta es mi mamás. She made it herself.
And she makes them and sells them. And so we're gonna, since actually Aaron brought up the fact of the prize wheels.
Thank you.
We actually plan on. I've got to figure out which one to use. I have seen a couple of different sites that everybody's been using, but that's one of the things we're going to look into and getting set up is, you know, she makes our shirts. You know, she's got a bunch of the different shirts that we've made and the cups that she does, and you know, some of her crochet type items and our keychains and things like that she does and everything else. And, you know, we're going to start out our prize wheels with using a lot of those items just to be able to start getting the branding out there as well. Because, you know, with our, you know, I've got stickers. I've got to reorder stickers because the sticker place that I ordered from before turned out to flop on us.
Did daughter get what daughter? Because we got 4 of them.
4?
It's Susie. Susie?
Oh. Is it me? That's a granddaughter now.
Thank you, Dina.
Well, but no, because I was standing over.
What happened is this is the time when they start wrapping up everything because usually they get up, they get in bed at 9.
Yeah.
For school. So because tomorrow is no school, so everybody's like here and there and everywhere.
Next week we don't have school too, but only for 3 days.
Yeah. So we don't have school for 5 days. So on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and on Tuesday we don't have school.
Aaron's always making deals.
But the worst thing is on Wednesday we go to all our classes.
Oh. Yeah, I don't understand why they get 3 extra days off.
Yeah.
Tuesday, I understand, you know, voting day, but tomorrow and Monday, I don't get that. Tomorrow and Monday, I don't get it. So
It's like tomorrow is our day. Tomorrow is the day when daddy and mommy have the whole house for
yeah, that's the thing.
Friday. We're gonna have all the kids.
Friday is our day. There's
And
no
90 more.
children in the house. None.
And you all say, but you're gonna be all together in the RV. Yes, later, eventually. But right now,
Months from now.
Friday
Let's
Netflix
get
day
today
for
Yeah, so like I said, we went through a lot of the items that we got was just stockpile survival type stuff. So I found, good deals on and got our supplies up because we're gonna need them with some of our different devices. We've got, so I went through and I stockpiled on all of our 9 volts again, our C batteries, our D batteries, our A batteries, our AAAs. We stockpiled up on everything. Really did, because I found good deals on all of them. And there was a lot of the different batteries. It was time for it again. We were getting low. So I went ahead and stockpiled to where if we end up using some of them, it's okay, but they're headed for the RV, most of these items.
Do you have a trip?
We don't have a trip plan. We want to
Wait, hold up. Actually, there is if we can pull it off, but it depends upon when we get done. If we can get done, whether we have children with us or not, she and I have already decided that if we can make courtside while everybody else is there, we would love to make that be our first big outing out in order to be able to see everybody and get out there with everybody. Because, we watched all the videos from where everybody went to Mayberry and everything else. And I've seen all the different other meetup videos and stuff, and, how much fun it was. And that's our big thoughts, is that we want to be everything done where it can be traveled within the next month.
Yeah.
To where that way it's done far enough in advance to be able to make it for courtside.
Yes.
That's honestly our first big plan goal. That's our timeline goal to be ready by.
Yeah.
I have a question. What does Q mean?
Courtside.
Oh, what? Courtside.
She just said Q instead of spelling out courtside.
No.
Well, I mean, Aaron, you are a little far away, and you are now going to be, running camp posting, so it's kind of hard for you to run away from your job.
But Aaron, Fort Myers, Florida is one of those top priority.
Yeah, we gotta get back to
We have to go because we got so many friends over there. We got our he's got the uncle. We got our maid of honor, and we got many friends over there. So we have to go.
And this is our high school friends. You haven't seen in 2 years. And Mirror Lakes Elementary School. And right there.
We're not worried about them because they mostly consist of boys, so we're not worried about that.
But definitely, we want to have the RV ready for it.
Hey, the money. I'll take the money.
I'll take the money.
But one of the other things that I've been wanting for a while and hadn't gotten around to yet, I use this as the excuse to do it. Now that we're getting closer for our camping stuff, and once we're out there camping, we'll be doing hiking and everything else. Was a nice, good new, because my old one disappeared and walked, was a nice, good, and a good solid waterproof case survival kit. Full of spikes, flints, warming blanket, full of all sorts of neat little things. I'm gonna be putting all the links to everything out there, because some of the things you just can't do justice on it on this kind of live right now. Hey, bring me some other stuff. Oh, that's more batteries. More batteries. All right. Oh, this was a nice note. This was another addition for the bathroom.
Oh, is that the good one?
That is the new
Vanity.
Oh, the lighting stinks. I got too many light bulbs on. Yeah, move it closer.
Oh. Hello.
Hang on, put it back. Let's see if take anything out.
Oh yeah, we got a new vanity coming on, and the dining table, and the new couch coming on. But they are not here, yeah. Here, here, yeah. Yeah, pretty light.
Aaron. Aaron. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you
Have a
for coming.
Thank you for stopping by.
He's probably
Oh,
working.
certainly. And here we actually have our new door window. So,
door window.
yes,
Oh,
our new door
that one.
window, because my old door window,
It was
no, good. That one you can leave. That can leave. That's the roof material. I'm not trying to drag that over here. So, ever since I've had this RV, I've had an issue,
These bubbles are possible.
even when I resealed it once, with the glass constantly
Because they
wanting to.
all need it.
Gracie. With the glass constantly wanting to slide down. And I would undo it, put it back up, put shims under it, and somehow or another through the road travels and just vibrated loose anyway and kept falling. So, and then the other thing was the finding blinds or window coverings for the RV door. I hated it because everything I tried, you'd hang on there and it never failed. Kids would go slamming the door, and then the blinds would come smacking off and they get tore up and everything else. So what I ended up finding was one of the sealed in doors with the blinds that actually go inside of the door, the window frame. So that way they won't be flapping anymore when the door gets opened and closed. So that was one I was excited about. And starting off whole new fresh, everything. Well, I'm doing everything.
Where's that?
What else is in there? There's other stuff over there. Lots of other stuff over there.
No, there's the roof.
No, there's other stuff over there. There's all those boxes. Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Oh, really?
All right. Thank you for coming by, Burning Up the Roads. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone. So, of course, since we're redoing the roof, definitely
What's that? Oh.
had to get a new refrigerator vent cover because, well, the old one was cracked. I didn't even know it was cracked until I got up on the roof and was doing my evaluation and inspection of everything. I found the sucker was cracked all sorts of everything. So, and it was right down the center of it. It was the weirdest thing. I don't know why it split or cracked, but who knows actually how long and old it really was. If it's the original, then, well, it's 22 years old. But it was cracked just right up the middle of it. It was cracked about 2/3 of the way through. So got a new one. What else we got?
Holy moly.
Ooh, big box.
Big box. There's like a.
Oh.
That's the part of it open. He's next.
Oh, like this. We don't need it. No.
The box is very deep, you know?
Yeah.
It's very,
This
very
was-
dented.
This was an item when it was left on the doorstep. It was so beat up. I actually questioned if my items inside were even still good. I'm hiding. I'm in the box.
I can see
So,
the
take it. So we went out. Something that wasn't on our RV already was the vent covers. It didn't have any vent covers, and with us putting all those fans on there and wanting to try putting all those fans on and to increase our airflows, well, we plan on traveling all over the place. So we're surely going to hit places where it's raining, snowing, whatever, and we're still going to maybe want to use some airflow every once in a while, especially when you're cooking. The vent that's right there by the kitchen, you know, if your exhaust fan isn't pulling everything out, you got to be able to put a little bit more to it. So I went out and I found a good deal Of course. I mean, everything I got. I mean, I couldn't find it any cheaper. You know, because I did make use of a couple sites, like I said, that they're just drop ship. The manufacturers pay them to just be basically their website order form. All right, thank you. But so I got a vent cover for all three of them. So they're all three going to be protected. And one of the things that, you know, like I was looking at with all the designs, so I'm going to be interested to see just how well they all work as well, because
do you see my headband triple C? This is crochet too.
well, that was using your wheel. Your crank thing.
My
Cranky.
Yeah.
24/7.
But one of the things that I was interested in to create the most airflow was, you know, instead of just having the flat fronts, with us not knowing how we're going to be parked, we don't have a lot of maneuverability options. You know, we're not a nice little tiny van like somebody who could maybe just change their direction to face for the wind to be able to get the better airflow. So we got to open it up, but still be protected. So I ended up going with the slanted sides vent covers to be able to offer more direction that the air can flow through. What else I got? What else I got?
Heavy box.
No, that's the roof.
What's that one?
That was a heavy one.
I'm not sure that's all about what tell you open a book. And it's such a recount.
This one has a bunch of little goodies in it. Okay.
But that's the roof, I think so.
Yeah, that one's the roof.
You don't.
So
I will love the roof for the vent covers. Okay.
I'll get it all up there, Sherry. I'm gonna work on getting all that up there. I did not have time to get all of that ahead of time to be able to throw it into the description, so I'll get it added on for sure. But with us redoing the whole roof, one of the things that we found, we are going with a new rubber roof. You know, we looked at doing either the liquids or the spray-ons. I am. How did you know?
Slacker.
I am a slacker. How else is it that I have this many items all at once to unbox? No, actually, I had this many items at once to unbox because it took me a minute to figure out the live stream. Smart fella. But I've never live streamed before, not with YouTube. I've done Twitch and things like that, but not this. So this was a new, the limitations was weird, having limitations and how you can do it. But anyway, with us doing the new rubber roof, part of one of the things that we had looked at was, thank you, Sherry, was how to, when we'd seen a lot of the problems that other people had done when doing it themselves, you know, because we want to be able to do as much of it as we can ourselves. In order to save money, which actually allows us to do more things, because if we would have just done just the roof and totally had somebody else do it, nothing else here could have been done. Nothing else could have been done. You know, it would have ate up everything. Or if we would have professionally had somebody do the floor, it would have taken up, you know, with any one of the items, really, if we would have professionally had it done, it would have taken up everything. I've done home remodeling though. It's not what I did really as a profession, but I did do it for a while working with a property manager. But when I was younger and learning all this stuff, and my grandfather taught me with a whole bunch as well. Growing up, he taught me all sorts of stuff. You know, he basically making sure that I could, if I need to build my own house, I build my own house.
Handyman.
So you're just going to link him to it so that he can't deny it, huh? Well, I mean, that's one thing.
I wasn't that last night, starving.
Yeah, but so with us, one of the things that we had found with some of the people when they redid their roofs, when they ended up with issues, a lot of times it was over the seams or around the edges. Like they would end up messing up and their material would get worn out or ripped over the edges and everything. So one of the things I decided, because it's not a primary thing, I did not worry about going name brand with it, but I decided to kind of get a knockoff version of the Eternabond tape. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around all of the outer edges where every bit of the seam of the rubber gets draped over, and put this over so that the wood underneath, as everything shifts and twists as we're driving and stuff, the wood edges underneath aren't cutting in to that rubber roof. So this way, this will take the abuse and buffer the rubber roof. So that's one of the reasons why we ended up getting that, to be able to go through all of those areas. Everywhere there's a seam or anything like that, we're going to go through with this, and then the rubber roof will go over it, just to help make sure that everything is sealed well. So we got plenty of that. Okay.
More and more. Yeah.
And of course, you know, so we saw, like, I got the new router and, you know, the new oscillating saw. So, of course, I had to go and get a nice little router bit set, but it's small, it's contained, it's got a nice little label box. Found it on Amazon, actually. Wasn't too bad. It was a 16-piece set, so it was really nice. So I'll put the link out there as well for that. Now this one, I'm not sure. I need my knife. I don't remember the name on this one.
Knife is in your pocket.
No, it wasn't. It was under Dayami's arm.
Not under, it was just a. Either way, it was near you.
No, it wasn't.
No, I mean near Bauer.
Trying to remember what this was. Oh, yeah, this was all my quick change stuff for the oscillating saw. So this was all my sanding papers and for it, as well as all the blades for it as well. So we can be able to sand everything. Now, one of the things that I really actually was happy to find on, and I actually found it on eBay, was I found a kit. It was really like a lot sale, to where, come on, there it goes. So I found a lot sale because our RV has exactly 7 orange lights and 7 red lights on the outside. So I actually happened to find a kit that had exactly 7 orange ones and 7 red ones, so that we can change out every last outside light on the RV, every one of the safety lights and the brake, you know, some of the brake lights and stuff, to get them converted over to LED. Once again, reducing that power draw, because I know when we're driving down the road, the kids are going to be on their devices and things are going to need to be charged, and you know, so the more that I can find to reduce that power draw, especially when we're driving, so that's not more strain on the alternator of the RV, to where that way I can produce more power for the house, but for the family while we're driving, without having to go through an alternator upgrade, because I can't even begin to think what, you know, an actual alternator upgrade would cost me. It's not like upgrading the alternator on my car, where, you know, I go out and I could probably find one that throws out, you know, 100, 150 amps, easy peasy, for, you know, between $100 to $150. Whereas this was like, I want to say I actually found this like 20 bucks. Said I'll have to look, and I'll put the prices for all the links and stuff when I get them up. But it's, you know, I was really excited to find a kit with exactly the number that we needed for that. And then, oh yeah, that's just double A's. Who knew how many double A's could be so heavy? I'm like, this feels like an 8-pound weight here. And it's only 100 AA's. But it's a good price. Now, here, we then had once again, going along with changing everything over, I actually found some nice little lights to replace my lights that are in the, each one of our compartments underneath has a light in it. And they're just, all of them. One of the things I never liked about them was the fact that all of them in the center of the cover, from how hot the old bulbs, yes, only 100, was the cheapest way I could get them. It really was. I think they were like, I don't even remember, $20, I think, for all 100. Honestly, $20, $23, something like that. Most of the battery packs that I got were around that price range. But the old lights all had a hole burn in the center of the cover, from where the old style bulbs would get so hot from how much heat they just put off. So I wanted to find a different solution for that. And when I did, I came across these lights that are actually supposed to be, judging by the lume ratings, they're supposed to be like 3 to 4 times brighter, and of course use way less power than those. So I actually found a pack, once again, a kit that I have 6 compartments with lights, and I found a kit that had 6 lights in it. So that was nice. And then, what is this one? What is this? Oh, that's a fun. That was just, now this was a fun little find. This was, and this is something that I personally feel, this was something that no matter what, everybody should have one. Everybody should have one of some variation of it. Is a weather radio, but this one has the weather radio, the AM and FM. It is not only a crank power, so you can crank it up to produce the light on it. It also will power off of, it also has its own little mini solar panel with a light on the back of it as well. And it doubles as, it has charging banks and everything, and you can use it as a power bank. So this was really fun find, especially with going camping and everything. You know, it's got, you know, I couldn't beat it. You know, it's something that we can charge up when we do have a power source. And if we do lose power, we're out camping somewhere, the kids are out hanging out, whatever, or here at the house, you know, we lose power, you know, it doubles as a power bank for a while. You have a couple charges out of it, actually. And, you know, powers off of the sun, powers off of a couple cranks. You can't really beat that. So that was a fun little, it's one of those, you know, needed it for the house anyway, but it's going to be nice little added feature to have with the RV as well. So let's put this back in there. Can I do it? Uh-oh, I can't do it. Packaging. Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's my thought process. That I've been telling her for a while. I want to find, because my old weather radio got damaged. My old emergency broadcast weather radio was damaged, and it was great. I love that little portable thing, but it didn't have a crank on it. You know, it didn't run off the solar. You know, there were things to it that, even though it was great, and it got signal everywhere. I mean, there was nowhere I went that it didn't have a good signal. I mean, even through hiking some of the Appalachians and stuff, when I would go, it never did not pick up the national weather. So it was nice having that available. But it got damaged when we moved here. It got packed away with my tools, and apparently it got put under some tools that it should not have got put under, and it got damaged in the process. So either way, it needed to be replaced. Now, here was something. It wasn't as perfect as the other lights, but it was a nice little kit. So same style as the other ones. Same general style. Got the same exact switch, same exact LEDs on it. But this is more for just changing out the regular lights inside of the RV. So it is the bigger style. So you can have either one of the lights on, none of the lights, or you can have both of them on. And so I ended up finding a kit that has 10 in it. We only technically needed 8, but I found a kit that had 10. And one of the things that we hadn't figured out yet is what we're doing about our dinette table light. Hey, Jinxie, thank you for coming by. One of the things we hadn't figured out was the light around our dinette set. And because it was always confusing to me. You're sitting at your table here, but your light for your dinette was over here underneath the cabinet above your head. It didn't really make any sense to me, period. So with the way that we're doing the dinette, because I'm actually going to do I'm building an L-shaped dinette, or an L-shaped bench, where part of it's going to pull out. So we're still going to have that area to be able to be used as a bed. It's still going to be able to be converted into a bed, just a different style. Probably one of the slat style pull-outs for part of it to create out to the bed. But when everything's folded up and put away, you'll be able to have a light that is right there above you. So we'll use one of those to do that. So that'll end up using 9 of them. But then we'll just have one extra spare if need be, if something happens. The kids stick something up near the ceiling they're not supposed to and bust one of the lights, or we have an accident during the installs. Who knows? But we're going to do that. And one of the things that a lot of the old RVs were notorious for is that back on a back wall somewhere behind your shower, there was normally a chunk of wall that was cut out, and then they would take the same wall board and then they would put trim pieces around it and then screw it in onto the wall. So then you've got this chunk of wall that's sticking out that you really can't do anything with. You can't really decorate around it, but it's always obvious that it's there. You can't hang a picture there. Can't really hang a picture on it. It's really a hard thing to figure out. Isn't it? At least you finished before you got on camera.
No.
Really?
Oh my God.
You were horrible. There's nothing wrong with you, so I don't even know why you're doing it. But anyway, so one of the things I found was I actually found a piece to cut out to go in that spot, so we can still have access to the water lines for the shower, but it will be flush with the wall, to where we're able to paint on it, hang above it, hang a picture in front of it, hide it however we want, and it's not going to be an eyesore.
Mama is gonna customize that.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna do with it. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, I'm gonna paint it. Wait, what do you mean you're gonna paint it? So I'm interested to see what she actually comes up with, because my thoughts originally was just it was gonna get painted the same exact as the wall, but she says she's got an idea in her head as to what she wants to do instead with it. So we'll see what she comes up with. I'm kind of interested to see, because I don't have any.
Okay, Dina, thank you for coming by.
Holy cow. We've been on here for an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, you like to talk and talk and talk.
Well, somebody's got to talk.
Right. Anyway, thank you all for coming by. Thank you for opening these boxes with us. And for sure, stay tuned for this progress, and you see all these
Yeah, and I'm hoping after this weekend, once the roof is done and I can quit stressing, because I think that's a lot of there was a lot of times that I would sit down and get in front of the computer, ready to edit some videos. I'd start watching some people's lives, and then my brain would just be going on, well, how are we going to deal with this roof situation? And I would focus more on that and be doing more research and trying to find the right product to work for us. And instead of editing videos, that's how we're a month or more behind on actually uploading videos. So I'm actually hoping that after this weekend, when we get this weekend's re-roofing done, that I'll actually be able to, during the week, sit down and focus more and actually get some videos thrown together to get everybody caught up on everything that's been going on, to where we can start really getting into the good stuff of it going back together, because there is a lot of footage still of everything coming apart. So, and the different projects and the different parts that we've dealt with along the way, and have decided on. So, absolutely, thank you everybody for coming by. Absolutely.
Okay, turn it into live. Before 2 hours of talking.
Thank you, Jinxie. Thank you for coming by. Thank you, Helen, for coming by. Really thankful for everybody. This has turned out to be an absolutely phenomenal first live. I absolutely have to say, with way more people than I expected and could have actually hoped for. You know, I do know that, you know, I've been trying to be quite active with everybody else's out there until we were prepared to be able to try to finally get out there and everything else, just so that we weren't just a blank name of who is this. But it's been fun meeting everybody else everywhere else. But, you know, I'm glad now that we've got this figured out to an extent to where we can start doing it more often for everybody to meet the rest of the family and not just be talking to me. Because up till now, most of the time, everybody's been talking to Dream on Wheels. So you've been talking to me, right? You know, 99% of the time. Mama does respond to a lot of the comments and chats and everything, but I'm mostly the one in the live stream so far. But it's going to be fun getting out there, and we can't wait to actually hit the road and actually get out there to see everybody.
And make some friends. Yeah, and what else? Have fun.
That's all it is. It's all about having fun. You know, that's one of the things that, you know, she and I talked about early on was that, you know, if this blew up, it blew up. If it didn't, it didn't. It's just fun to do it. You know, we want to have fun doing it. And, you know, if somebody can learn from our experience or our mistakes or whatever, or be able to add more ideas and experience of their own into some of the things that we're doing, then that's the wonderful part about this community, is everybody, meeting everybody, and the wealth of knowledge that is involved in this community, both with the RVing and, you know, with those of you all who are in here through the crafting side as well. You know, that's Mama's passion. That's her passion. You know, like I've told some of you all, I don't know which compartment is going to be totally dedicated to hers, you know, because of weight and balance, we got to figure this out. We got to figure out what's going to be my tools and what's going to be her tools, in essence. You know, I do know they're going to have to be on opposite sides of the RV, but, you know, it's going to be fun with everybody that's out there, you know, and getting out there more often. Like I told Mama, she's got to take the reins on some of this stuff and get out there and herself and chatting with everybody as well. You know, she's a huge thing on TikTok, but she's that's about where she goes. You know, that's she's the queen of TikTok. I'm telling you, she's got like over 8,000 followers or whatever. But, you know, I keep telling her, man, if I could get her to get all of her TikTok followers on our YouTube, I'd quit my day job. No, not really. I enjoy my day job. It's nice having that.
Art stuff, then I have to. Well, that's gonna be my thing. I'm gonna have all my crafting than my clothes.
Is there even a closet on that thing? Like, in all seriousness, Sherry, is there even a closet, or is it just drawer spaces underneath, like, the bed and stuff like that? I didn't even think it even had, like, not even one. Your one closet is your shower toilet, right? Like, that's the one closet.
Shower toilet.
No time in the space. Oh my God. Yeah, we want to meet everyone.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're really excited
Yeah, that's
about.
gonna be a lot of people.
Yeah.
200 plus people following.
Yeah, that's what I thought it looked like. It was just that's really your one closet. And it's a dedicated hide your crapper, basically. Which is really a scary thought. Your crapper shower is all right there by your food. I don't know that that's is that even sanitary? Is that even sanitary and safe to do? Having it that close to the pantry? Just, you know. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's a good thing. Shower and everything's combined. You know, wash your hands right after before you even touch the food. Don't accidentally lean on something as you're standing up. That would be bad. That would be bad. That'd be a nightmare. But at least if you get hungry while you're sitting right there, you know, you got food right there. Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
Hey, we want to encourage you all to pass by our Facebook pages and Instagram page, On Wheelz, as well.
It will be the true test of a friendship if you potty in your bucket.
In a pocket. I don't see myself putting in a pocket.
I've done the bucket life. So like I said, that's why I said I could easily convert to the composting toilet because I have done the bucket life. You know, but yeah, I've done some hardcore camping, cat holes and everything. So these ones don't even know what a cat hole is. They're looking at me like, what is a cat hole? And I'm going to have to explain that later. But, you know, I've lived that life. I've done that life.
What,
You have to get a bucket. You going to color code them? Only the green one's for the guest and the red is for you. So they don't choose up the wrong one. Oh, man. A guest bucket. Ray talked about the other day. Ray was off of Van Life Rocks. You know, he was talking about guest buckets, and I'm like, why? Why would you have a guest bucket? It's bad enough you got one bucket. Just pure and simple. If you're gonna go, use the bucket. If not, I'm sorry. There's the woods.
Crazy.
So, can I help you? Hi, ma'am. Hi.
But I think we're gonna start wrapping this up and.
No, because if I wrap it up, I have to start cleaning up the mess. I don't want to clean up the mess.
No, we want to like say thank you for coming by.
We're definitely thankful for everybody. Absolutely thankful for all the love that everybody has shown us today.
Yeah, all the comments in every video.
It's been great seeing and, you know, getting as many people as we did and seeing an active chat as much as it was with everybody interacting together and stuff. That was just absolutely amazing. And, you know, just, you know, can't thank everybody enough.
Yeah.
Because it definitely is an encouragement of continuing to try to do the lives. You know, I know one of her concerns at first was like, oh, but what if, you know, nobody shows up? And I'm like, I don't care. I said, you know what? I've met enough people out there. I have announced to enough people. I've told enough people. Even if absolutely none of them show up, you know what? We're not doing this for everybody else. We're doing this for ourselves, and we're here to have fun with it. And yes, at the same time, yes, we do want to help people out with the knowledge that we gain along the way. And, you know, and that's the thing is that we want to, you know, share that knowledge.
Thank you.
But you can't make people. So if people don't want to show up, they don't want to show up. But I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to do it. It's still my project.
Our project.
Yes, our
Our
project.
project. You see? Anyway, so thank
Bye.
you all.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Remember, give on wheels.
But yeah, if anybody's interested in the cups and the shirts and stuff like that, definitely get a hold of us. You can just email us at dreamonwheels@gmail.com. Or just message us on one of the videos or anything like that, you know, if you're interested. And I don't know what her pricing is on some of the different things, but they're not bad and things like that. But hit us up on the Instagrams or the Facebooks or whatever, or on here. And yeah, she definitely loves doing them. She loves making the shirts. She loves making the cups, you know, so we're definitely excited to be able to get out there and start branding finally versus ourselves. Because we have an army of merch for ourselves right now because she's been working on her techniques and deciding on what she wants to do and her exact placements of everything. It's, you know, and that's the thing is with all of our shirts, you know, we're not going to Teespring. We're not going to some of those other places right now. If we were to ever blow up, we would. But right now, she loves making every last shirt. She loves making every last cup. And so we want to offer that handmade, you know, thing as absolutely long as we possibly can. So if interested, just hit us.
Hey, what are you doing?
Can I help you?
Anyway.
Can I help you?
Say no, you don't take me out of here.
Can I help you?
Move that away, you know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I love you too. She's supposed to be our daughter's dog, but she's really my dog. Yep. Our daughter just doesn't want to accept it yet. When I'm working, she's beside me. When we sleep, she prefers to sleep with us. She's decided that the children don't love her enough and that we love her more. So her loyalties are to us. But we'll let everybody get going. And to have a wonderful night. Thank you for coming by and seeing us. We enjoyed it. And I was glad to finally get into all the boxes versus just checking them for shipping damages. So that's been a blast. Oh, wait, if I can actually get up. Oh.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good night.
I'm like rushing you all out here. My touchscreen didn't work for you. Try again.
Adios.